This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 23, and it reads, "The fear of the Other One Yahweh Shem Yahushai tended to life, and he that had it shall abide satisfied. He should not be visited with evil." First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstones. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto the hopeful elect. The Israelites of the Bible are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And as you can see in this video, there was a couple that were doing a food review, minding their own business at a restaurant. And they were eating their food, and then out of nowhere, a car ran through the window of the restaurant. And they were in shock. And if you see the video, the people behind them, the staff members that worked there, they were also in shock. You can see it through their face expressions. And, you know, those that fear the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we know that that was kind of a judgment and mercy at the same time, because everything comes from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And we could go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 11, verse 14. And it reads, "Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Adonai Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." So everything comes from the Heavenly Father in your life. Prosperity, adversities, life, death, poverty, and riches. It comes from the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 10. It says, "The fear of the Adonai Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the beginning of wisdom." So if you fear the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, He will give you that wisdom. "And the knowledge of the holy is understanding." And you're going to understand why that happened to them. It wasn't just something that happened out of nowhere. It was meant for it to happen. It was just like a reality check. Don't know what they did against the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but that was judgment and mercy at the same time. We go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 4, and reads, "Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, What dost thou?" And who's that king? That king will be the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And we go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 18, verse 1, it reads, "He that liveth forever had created all things in general." And who is the person that power that lives forever? That will be the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. "The other one, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, only is righteous, and there is none other but He is the only one. There's no other God besides Him." Verse 3, "Who governeth the world with the palm of His hand, and all things obey His will. For He is the King of all, by His power dividing holy things among them from profane." So if we go back to Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 4, it reads, "Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, What dost thou?" Who are we to tell him, why did you do it? Or what are you doing? We're nobody. We're His creations, and He is the creator. Verse 5 reads, "Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment." And those that were blessed with this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, we know the time and the judgment, because there's a time under the heavens all the time. Anything that happens in a person's life, we know why it happened, because it's from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We could go back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 15. It reads, "They that fear the other one, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, will not disobey His word, and they that love Him will keep His ways." How do you show love to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? By following His law, statutes, and commandments, who were given to the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Verse 16, they that fear the Adonai Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will seek that which is well pleasing unto him. How do we seek the Heavenly Father? By reading his word, by reading the Bible, by praying, by fasting. And we will seek what is he like and what he dislikes, what pleases him and displeases him. And they that love him shall be filled with the law. Again, who was the law given to? It was given to the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Verse 17, they that fear the Adonai Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. Your heart represents your mind. When we come to serve the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we have to come in a humble soul. Verse 18, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Adonai Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and not into the hands of man. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. So everything comes from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Even if you go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39, even the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, told Moses. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39, it reads, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So you cannot run away from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We also go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 6. It even says, the Adonai Yahweh Bashem Yahushai kill it and make it alive. He bring it down to the grave and bring it up. So it comes from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He kills, he wounds, he makes alive, he heals, he can make you rich, he can make you poor, you could be in prosperity, or you could get adversity. That's why you have to fear the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We go back to Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 6, it reads, but to every purpose there is a time and judgment. Therefore the misery of man is great upon him. For he knoweth not that which shall be, for who can tell him when it shall be? So we don't know when we're going to get judged, what day, what time, what month, or year. It just comes. But when it happens, those that were blessed with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that gives us a reality check to tell us, okay, probably, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is testing my faith, or probably I sin in his eyes, so I have to come and, ask for forgiveness, which you should always ask for forgiveness. If we go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12, it reads, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of man snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. And who does that evil? Well, we go to the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6. And it reads, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Adonai Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had not done it? We can also go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 7. Because the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's the king of terrors too. It says, Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Adonai Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, do all these things. So it's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that does all things. If we go to the book of Job, when Job, he was getting, judged, chastised by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he even said it to his wife. Because, Job pretty much lost his kids, his sons and daughters. He lost his cattle. He lost his servants. And then he has sore boils coming up in his body, And it says right here, this is the book of Job, chapter 2, verse 9. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse Yahweh and die. So his wife told Job, hey, why do you hold your integrity? Curse Yahweh and then die. But this is what Job replied back to her. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. So he called his wife, you're a fool. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. So even Job knew that the reason he was catching evil times is because it came from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Shai. And that's when you read his word and of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Shai, you notice that everything comes from him. If we go to Job chapter 28, verse 28, it says, and unto man he said, behold, the fear of the other one, Yahweh Bashem Shai, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. So when you fear the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Shai, you get wisdom. And from departing from evil, you get understanding. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.